across the length and breadth of the country. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Thank you for joining us. Coming up on the program, Borno State government offers free education to children of Fulani community. Of our residents urge commercial banks to reopen their doors to the public. And Benin Electricity Distribution Company address metering gap. We'll begin in the courts. Justice Okon Abang of the Federal High Court has ruled that the trial of the former Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Metuh, will continue in his absence because the court is not convinced that he is truly ill. Mr. Metuh is standing trial over alleged fraud to the tune of 400 million naira. He collapsed in court on Monday while trying to make his way to the dock. The prosecution counsel on Tuesday called the attention of the court to comments allegedly made by some analysts on national television regarding the trial. He explains that the merit of the trial is already being discussed in the media and wants the court to order for copies of the video recording. The trial has been adjourned till May the 24th for continuation. In the northern parts of the country, the Borno State government has outlawed underage marriage and the withdrawal of girl children from their education free school program. Governor Kashim Shettima warns that any parent found to be flouting this order will be prosecuted. Governor Shettima read the Riot Act to the Fulani community in the state, whose children are beneficiaries of the free basic education introduced by his government.
These are some of the Fulani children benefiting from the Borno State government's free education program. They are part of a Fulani community seeking refuge in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, after families were displaced from their homes around the Lake Chad region.
To invite His Excellency.
The tribe is believed to be the most affected by the violence. With many still opposed to Western education, incentives are offered to encourage school enrollment. And this comes with a warning to parents or guardians of female children of the dire consequences that come with marrying them off early.
Allow them to finish secondary school, irrespective of all the assistance and hospitality we offer you. Whoever marries out his 12-year-old daughter will be prosecuted. We as parents must help them acquire Western and religious education.
The state seems ready for an upsurge in the enrollment numbers. This model school has been built to accommodate them. Leaders among the Fulani community say they are willing to take advantage of this opportunity. There are other benefits these refugees stand to enjoy as the state gives out food items and clothing to help them get through the Ramadan period.
We're from Gudumbali. It's because of the crisis that we came here and we did not return. Since our children have now been enrolled in school, we're not going anywhere until they finish school.
It gets better as the Fulani community will also get a 100-unit allocation of homes being built by Nigerian businessman Aliko Dangote for victims of insurgency in Borno State.
And now to Kwara State, where residents of Ofa are calling on banks in the community to resume full operations more than a month after the infamous bank robbery where more than 20 people were killed. Their request is also coming days after police arrested 2 of the prime suspects who carried out the Ofa bank's attack. Although a few of the banks have opened for skeletal operations, residents complain about the stress they endure to do transactions. Thursday, April the 5th, 2018, is one day residents of Ofa in Kwara State will not forget in a hurry after daredevil robbers stormed banks, killing and maiming people. and carting away several millions of naira. Since then, the police have made several assurances and also made arrests, with the latest being 2 of the 4 suspected leaders of the criminal gang. Many residents have found ways to cope and so have moved on with their lives. But some are still struggling to regain their usual status. Some banks are still closed without a definite date on when operations will resume. But around the banks and the entire town are security men who engage in stop-and-search operations.
We must appreciate the federal government. Also, we'll appreciate the executive governor of Kwara State for measures that have been taken on the issue of security. The mobile police are also doing fantastic work when it comes to security matters. They are at every junction. You see them where they are at every bank. You see their presence there. I think this is an encouragement to Bankers Forum, and I think this is one of the reasons why they started these skeletal services.
Now some banks have resumed skeletal services with the operations of the automated teller machines, which open only for a few hours daily. But residents want the resumption of full banking operations.
We are not okay with the situation on ground now because there is not enough ATM for us, and we only have one bank that is working. So we plead on behalf of the entire students and the EDG of Kwara State that the government, both the state and the federal government, should just intervene and provide enough security for this bank.
The residents are hopeful that the banks will be persuaded by the presence of the security operatives and the assurances of the police that this will be the last time such a deadly attack will happen in the town, and open the banks to save the people the trouble of traveling to other towns for their banking transactions. Over in Abia State, police authorities have arrested more than 40 members of the outlawed Independent People of Biafra IPOB in the commercial city of Aba. Members of the group are said to have dressed up in military and other paramilitary uniform while attempting to carry out a mass protest. The Abia State Commissioner of Police, Anthony Ogwizi, while speaking to Channels Television in Umuahia, says such gatherings in any form would not be tolerated in the state and warned members of the group to steer clear of action and activities that would bring about an unrest in the state. He hinted that the bomb disposal unit of the police are also investigating the cause of the explosion, which injured several people in Aba. Now, following reports of a clash between security agencies and the pro-Biafra agitators during the commemoration of Biafra Day in Onitsha, the police say no death was recorded. This was confirmed by the Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer, Mr. Haruna Mohammed, who addressed the media at the State Command Office. He says the command arrested 24 people found engaging in unlawful assembly on May the 22nd in some parts of the state.
On the 22nd of May 2018, at about 0:10 hours, the command received a report that a group of miscreants numbering over 100 went on rampage and embarked on unlawful assembly in some part of the state, and immediately combined forces comprising of the police, the army, and other sister agencies rushed to the scene and dispersed the miscreants and restore normalcy in the affected areas. So far, the command has arrested 24 suspects, and they are assisting the police toward uncovering the motive behind their action. The Commissioner of Police, Anambra State Command, CP Garba Baba Omar, has reassured members of the public that the command will not fold its arms and watch misguided elements truncate the peace of the state.
Time for a breather on news across Nigeria. When we return, we'll hear about the federal government's commitment to tackling erosion across the country. Please stay with us.